Direct Nickel is a private nickel company with patented disruptive technology for laterite resources. They're working on a joint partnership with Regency Mines on the Mumbari project. We have Warden, Project Development Manager of Direct Nickel, who'll be telling us a bit about their activities. Hi Ian.
Hi Sandra.
You have a joint financing exploration program with Regency Mines on the Mumbari project. Can you explain to us a bit about the drill program, timescales involved and objectives to get the JORC resource?
Okay, in terms of the upcoming drill program at the Mumbari resource, we're looking to have a program this year which we hope will achieve a JORC resource. The project itself is going to start, well, it's kicking off really today. We're over here for the kick-off meetings and we are hoping to get some drills out on site around April. And from that point onwards we have a drill program of around 200 holes, and with that program we're looking to do some infill drilling in existing areas as well as do some recon drilling in new areas which we believe will show that there's significant potential, not just in the areas that have already been drilled, but in the areas that are moving up onto the plateau, which we consider as the main target. In terms of the timings on the project, we're actually looking to get drilling sometime around April, and we hopefully will have a resource sometime in the second half of the year.
What is it about the Mumbari project that interests you?
The Mumbari project has enormous upside potential. When we first looked at it, we realised that there was existing drilling that had been done that hadn't quite got to the resource stage that could be announced. And there was drilling that was done in the 1960s and 1970s, test pitting I should say, and auguring, which showed that there was significant potential for laterite across the deposit. The existing drilling has been done really just on the slopes, and up on the plateau itself it's barely been touched. The underlying geology for the area is right for laterite resource, and also the pitting that was done previously showed that there was some significant potential there. In terms of the overall resource, if we can get some drilling done up on the plateau, and the upcoming program will start to nibble away at the edge of the plateau, it'll show that it's potentially one of the largest laterite resources in the world.
Explain the D&I process and the competitive advantages.
The D&I process is a new process. Essentially it's an atmospheric tank leach with low residence times. So in our testing we've found that we get very high recoveries in around between 1 and 4 hours residence time. It's a tank leach, and the important part with the process is that we actually recycle the reagent, which is a real breakthrough, and that provides us with many of the advantages of the process. In terms of the main advantages of the process over other processes, the reagent recycle is key, but we are currently getting around 95+% extractions of nickel and cobalt, so very high extractions, short residence times, and because of the reagent recycle it allows us to process both the limonite and the saprolite with the one flow sheet. Also with the reagent that we use, we don't need any exotic materials of construction such as titanium autoclaves or anything like that, so that significantly lowers the capital cost, and also there are significant environmental benefits. Also there is an ability to produce a variety of products which would meet whatever the market demands at the time.
Byproducts.
Not just byproducts, but also the initial nickel cobalt product can be produced either as a mixed oxide, a mixed hydroxide, or a mixed sulfide concentrate. Also we have the option to go through to metal.
Can you talk to us a bit more about the reduction of capital and operating costs?
In terms of capital and operating costs, our work that's been done to date in the lab and also the independent engineering that's been done by ACA Solutions has shown that both capital and operating costs should be around half of the established processes. So we looked at a project in Western Australia as a stalking horse, and we were coming up with operating costs that were under $2 a pound before cobalt credits, and capital costs that were around half of other competing technologies.
So a lot of companies will be able to start mining as well because of scalability?
Indeed, because the process is actually very easily scalable, and with the lower operating and capital costs it means that rather than having a very high threshold to entry where you would need a 40 or 60,000 tonne HPAL for example, we can actually start at 5, 10 or 20,000 tonnes and scale up from there.
In terms of environmental benefits, what does the D&I process offer?
Sure, the D&I process has some significant environmental benefits, both in terms of the off-gases and the wastes produced. The off-gases with our process are actually captured and reused as part of the reagent recycle. And another key aspect involved again with the reagent recycle is that we actually remove, because the reagents recycled, there's a lot less waste going out to the tailings. So whereas with an HPAL or a heap leach, you actually end up with more waste than what you originally put in terms of ROM ore, because the sulfuric acid has combined with the ore to go to waste. By recycling the reagent, we actually produce and removing valuable metals out of the ore, we end up with less waste than what we initially put in.
And if we look at the byproducts, what do you think the saleability of the byproducts could be like?
Sure. With our initial economics, we only take into account the economic benefit of nickel and cobalt, but we also produce magnesium oxide as part of the process. And in future, there's the potential to be producing both an iron and an alumina byproduct, as well as the magnesium oxide byproduct. And the magnesium oxide byproduct will be produced no matter what. It's a core part of the process, and that in itself has quite a lot of benefits as a neutralising agent. It's eminently marketable, and in our recent reagent recycle demonstration that was conducted in the United States, we showed that the magnesium oxide that was produced is around 95% plus pure and highly reactive, so it's a very marketable byproduct.
Mm-hmm. So in summary, what do you think Direct Nickel will be achieving this year?
Well, this year there's a number of major milestones that we think we'll achieve. We have the 1 tonne per day demonstration plant that will be run in Perth. We expect that will be operating in the second half of the year with completion before the end of the year. And of course we have the Mambare joint venture, where we're hoping to deliver a JORC resource in the second half of the year. And it's an exciting time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, and we look forward to watching developments with Direct Nickel.